Hi, and welcome to the next episode of Belly to Belly. And today we're talking about going global preparation, and we have Going Global with us. So this is great. Welcome, Reggie Chard from Business Show Media, who is the host organization for Going Global. Welcome, Reggie.
Yeah, Howie, thanks for having me, Bill. Appreciate it.
So awesome to have you here. So, Going Global, we've been talking about a lot over the last few weeks, and most of us are planning and getting excited for it. And our audience are, many of them are planning to come and really get involved. And so maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what Going Global does to help UK companies expand internationally.
Absolutely. Hi, guys, and thanks for having me. Like I said, look, Going Global Live, look, we launched it 13 years ago now to specifically support UK companies that want to expand their operation internationally, Going Global. So, the exhibition is specifically designed to provide all of the services that you need to go global, all of the education. So, over the course of the 2 days, I think this year there's 120 interactive seminars. There's a foreign direct investment seminar this year. And of course, there's interactive masterclasses, run by, the British government, the Department of International Trade are running, 48 interactive sessions with their international trade advisors, as well as Santander, again, bringing in their import-export advisors, their foreign direct investment advisors, giving advice on customs duties, the red tape that there is involved in Going Global. So, the exhibition provides everything that you need to know from start to finish on how to take your company from the UK overseas.
That's fantastic. I'm not familiar with an event that's larger than Going Global anywhere in Europe in terms of, specifically focused on helping European companies sort of expand internationally. So congratulations on all you build. It's fantastic.
Thank you. No, you're absolutely right there. I mean, look, as far as I know, there isn't an event like it in Europe, that provides the level of education and service that we do. I mean, the exhibition itself will attract around 4,000 to 5,000 visitors over 2 days that have a specific interest in Going Global. And the big thing is really, Bill, this year is that Going Global is going to be the biggest one that we've staged in the 13 years history of doing the show, because, this is the first time that we've been able to do it since the pandemic. So, the world has now opened up again for trade and for expansion. So there's huge opportunities globally for British business at the moment. And, from an interest perspective, I mean, this year we've got more international government and economic development agencies flying in from all over the world, promoting their countries and their destinations for British businesses to go global into. So, from that alone, it just tells us that the world's open, there's an appetite there. And look, we're definitely seeing a huge increase in registrations this year and in expected footfall.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. So, the event for our audience is the 16th and 17th of November. And I know you have other things going on that day. Going Global is just a part of the 2-day event. You've also got the business show, which is looks even bigger than Going Global, but by a fair amount. And then you have other events as well. Do you want to highlight a few things that are, particularly our audience would be interested in, those that are growing companies that are expanding internationally? I'm sure there are other features that would be important for them to know.
Absolutely. So listen, look, Going Global Live was born at the business show. So you're absolutely right. The business show sits alongside Going Global, and it's Europe's biggest B2B business show for SMEs, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors. So this event was launched 22 years ago. This will be the 44th edition, and expected visit numbers this year is just in excess of 30,000 over 2 days. This is the heartbeat of what we do as a business, but it's the heartbeat of, any exhibition trade show in Europe to support SMEs that want to take their business to the next level. So, with the business show, I mean, there's in total 750 exhibitors. I think this year we have 300 free interactive seminars. I think we have 11 masterclass theatres and 2 keynote theatres. We have, some of the biggest brands sponsoring and being part of the exhibition this year. For example, Dell Technologies, Iris Software, Sage, Intuit and QuickBooks, Vodafone, Starling Bank, Tide Bank, all of the British sort of corporates that support small business owners, are part of this exhibition because there isn't anywhere else to go to meet our delegates other than the business show.
That sounds fantastic. Well, I can't wait to be able to see all of that, and certainly something our audience should have exposure to as well. So, you have an occupational hazard as somebody who runs, trade fairs, trade shows as a profession, and that is you see people that sort of take advantage of it really well, and probably many that don't, in terms of getting the most out of participating in trade shows. So looking at it from the attendee standpoint, when you think about sort of the best practices, what are some of the things from your standpoint that attendees can do to get the most out of this? We're now 3 weeks out from the event. So what should they be doing, now and at the event, and maybe even after the event to take best advantage?
Absolutely. Listen, the biggest advice I can give is plan your day. So, the full agenda is on the business show website, is on Going Global Live website. So you can have a look at what keynotes are taking place, what seminars are taking place, so you can plan who you want to come and interact with. If you then look at the exhibitor listing on the website, both on Going Global Live and the business show, there's a full list of exhibitors. So, make a mini agenda, decide what day you're going to come to the show. If it's the 16th or if it's the 17th or if it's both, have a look at who's speaking at what time. More importantly, if you are serious about doing business with an exhibitor, but have a challenge that maybe, international taxation, international law, it could be, you're looking to get some translation advice for Going Global, or potentially, looking for some advice on importing and exporting, click on those sections on the website, read, study, and, there's no harm in connecting with that exhibitor before you come to the event. Set up a mini meeting, plan your day. If you have a structure to your day, you will walk away from the exhibition with the connections you need, with the support you need, and with the business that you need to take your company to where it needs to go. So, and I would go as far as to say, if you don't plan your day, there's so much going on that you will miss out on so much activity that's taking place at the business show. So going back to that, plan your day, make the most of it, and obviously enjoy, the 2 days we put on.
Yeah, wear comfortable shoes probably as well. So, and actually to our audience, the idea of planning your day. So think about it a little bit like Reggie and his team. Their job is to set up the gym, right? So you can, you go to a nice gym. It's got all the equipment and all that. No individual uses all the equipment. Each individual chooses their own plan, and uses only the equipment that suits the goals that they need. And I think it's the same thing in going to trade shows like this. So absolutely great advice, Reggie. One last question for you. So you're seeing probably similar to what we're seeing in terms of post-pandemic people, maybe a smaller percentage of people carrying business cards. What are your thoughts on that? Where I'm thinking probably, somewhere between 20 and 50%, depending on the events we're going to right now, are not carrying business cards. Instead, they're giving you a QR code that sends you somewhere. What are your thoughts? Business cards, are they irrelevant or critically important? What do you think?
Wow, good question. Look, we're living in a digital age now, right? Where people are, paying for things on their phone, registrations on their phone. For me personally, my whole team, we deck out with business cards. I think there's pros and cons for both. From a data capture QR code, we have it on the badges. You can capture the data like that. But me personally, I'm old school. I always go business cards, but some of the younger guys in my team who are 18, 19 years old, they would tell me differently. They were like, Reggie, come on, you need to get the times and go digital. So sorry, I've sat on the fence there a little bit, but personally, I think business cards and hand out business cards is a good sign. Don't know about you.
I love you, Reggie. Yeah, no. Well, here are three quick reasons. One is you'll never get another chance where somebody says, "I'll take your brand." Right? They allow you to hand them your brand, which is wonderful. Two is it's a place for people to take notes easily, and you don't have to worry about some technology working or not working, or them having their phone or anything like that. It's done. Number three is what QR code, what's the data on the QR code? In other words, I was just recently at an event where one person gave me a QR code that sent me to their LinkedIn. The next person I met who had a QR code, it sent me to their WhatsApp. The next person, it sent me to their email. The next person to their website. The next person to the event app. So the next day, I had no idea how to find anyone that gave me a QR code because they were all on disparate platforms. So there was no sort of concise way to plan, follow up, and actually to take notes and make sure I followed up with the right actions to each person. So in any event, I think you have to think about your audience and make sure that you're empowering them to do as well as they can for you. I'm 100. It's we have to have business cards. It's save the planet in another way.
I was going to go down the sustainability route, but then I was thinking, well, do you know what? Look, again, for us, even as event organisers, we come back from the exhibition with a stack of business cards, and on the back of that business cards, I have briefly written what that conversation was about. So I've got a quick reference. So as a visitor, they could also have that quick reference when they get back to their house or place of work, where they can, look at the quality of that lead, because you've written it down and it's fresh in your mind. So,
Well, and as you know, half the time that you get somebody's business card, you're sharing it with somebody else. In other words, you're saying, hey, Susan or Joe, I want you to take action on this, or this may be a good conversation for you as well. So, and having that, easy thing where somebody else, it's easy, it's much more portable to be able to give to folks. So anyway, we'll get off our soapbox for the moment, and please bring your business cards. But Reggie, this has been delightful. I know you need to hop on to your next call, so I'm sensitive of time, but thank you so much for taking the time today, and we can't wait to see you on the 16th, 17th of November.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And likewise, looking forward to seeing you.
And just for our audience too, all the links to the event will be in the description below. So make sure click on there and register now.
Fantastic.